Hello, this is Edwin from Think to Win, and today I'm here with my updated Eradicators deck profile. Since the release of PT12, there are a lot more options right now for viable decks, which makes Eradicators a bit less broken as it was before, but still it's a good deck nonetheless. Yeah, I made some changes around the deck, and you guys will see them when I make the deck profile, so let's start with the deck profile. So basically, for the starter, still use Linshu. For run ability, if you ride another Narukami, goes back to record circle. And if you boost Eradicate unit and it hits the Vanguard, you can counter +1 and put this card into soul. Risky good card, still get rid of the annoying grade 0 units from your opponent, or some good boosters or 10k attackers, so that's why this is still good. Next, for the trigger lineup, this is where the first change will be. I run 6 draw. Basically, get more draw power for your descendants, and you can also use this with Cho-ou, because you're not going to use this anyway unless you're going to boost the Vanguard with it. So call to rearguard and use Cho-ou's ability. Also, having more cards for descendants always good. If you lack cards in your hand and you get a draw trigger, always nice. You can draw for descendants effect. So yeah. Also make up for the lack of hand advantage you get with this deck, because you're basically only minusing the opponent, and you need some cards for perfect cards too, so 6 draw is always good. Next, 6 draw, I am running 6 crits, and of course the 4 heal. 6 crits, because I could run 8 draw, but the problem is that you still want the crit pressure with Descendant if you attack at 4 damage, and they say no guard, you get crit, you win, so yeah. That's why I'm still running the 6 criticals, and not 8 draw 4 criticals. So yeah. Next, for the grade 1 lineup, 2 Rising Phoenix, 4 Eradicate Demolition Dragon, 4 Steel Blood Eradicator Shuki, and 4 Eradicator Golds. Golds because you still want to block your opponent's Gauntlet Buster, Nebula Lord, all big numbers. There are no other options to block high numbers. So yeah, for perfect guards, always good. The Shuki and Demolition Dragon, well, first, what they have in common, they're both 7k. So if you are boosting an 11k with it, it can hit for 18, and the 12k it will hit for 19, which can still hit cross-rides. Keep in mind that all the reverse decks right now are cross-rides, so yeah, that's really annoying. So hitting 18k is a lot more important right now. This one is a 10k attacker, so if you like rearguard, you can call to rearguard and attack a rearguard. Shuki can make your shitty rows hit for good numbers against cross-rides too. And if you're playing against 11k Vanguards, you can still hit for 21k with an 11k in front of it, or 22k with a 12k in front of it. So yeah, if you have Cho-ou, it will hit for 19 if you retire something, or if you're attacking with the Spark Rain or 11k, it will hit for 21k or 22k respectively. Then I run 2 Rising Phoenix. Basically, I dropped the 10k booster for 2 Rising Phoenix. The problem this card only has is that if you draw it and you're going to use the Descendants effect, you can't, because you basically need to drop 2 Eradicate cards, and you cannot counterblast it with Gauntlet Buster 2. Yeah, I'm only running 2. These are the only 2 non-eradicated cards in my whole deck. So yeah, chances of it happening ever is not that big, but it can happen, however. So yeah. If you do get this in the draw and you have Descend on the field, just call to rearguard and Soul Blast 2, basically fixing itself, unless 2 are stacked on top of each other. But yeah, that's unlikely to happen. Yeah, its effect is it's 5k, and if you call to rearguard, you can Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. Everybody knows it, and everybody's using it. 10k boosters are a lot more situational if you run 2, because you want it behind the Vanguard. It's a 6k booster, not that good. So yeah, that's why I run this one instead. Less situational, and since I'm running all 7k boosters besides this one, hopefully I don't get crappy rows with this. If you want to make a decent row, call this behind either 11k or 12k, so you can hit for 16k and 17k, which still hits pretty good. Next, for the grade 2 lineup, for Spark Rain, for Thunder Boom, and for Cho-ou. Basically, since I'm running 6 draw, you can easily sack him with Cho-ou. That's why I run 4 right now instead of the 3 I ran earlier. Yeah, basically makes up for a very good card. And if you do not have Counterpress open, you can still use this card. It basically is a sort of Hinara. If you go to Regard, you can soul charge one Eradicate unit from your side of the field into the soul, and retire one front row from your opponent's side of the field. So yeah, for Cho-ou. And then the generic for 10k, for 12ks. Everybody know what they do. This one's pretty much against anti-9ks. If they ride a 9k and you attack you by boosted by a 5k, you can 10k no pass, which everybody knows. And for 12k, because 12ks are very good. So yeah, defensive 10ks and 12ks for attacking pressure. And next for the grade 3 lineup, 4 Gauntlet Buster and 3 Descendant, and 1 is SP, like always. Yeah, the reason I'm not running break cards anymore is because they set you back one turn and you only get one retire from your opponent's side of the field, which isn't really that good. If it was Ignition Dragon, it might combo well with Gauntlet Buster Dragon, but right now I recommend running 4 Gauntlet Buster 3 Descendant, so it doesn't set you back one turn, and you can always retire with this card even if you're not at limit break. So sometimes people will troll you and stall you at not limit break. You just retire the units if they can't replace it. Well, good job. Yeah, and Descendant is still the endgame finisher of the deck. Gauntlet Buster effect is limit break 4. If you retire something from your opponent's side of the field, you get plus 3k and 1 critical, and you can counter plus 2 with it as an act, and retire. Your opponent has to choose one unit from the side of the field and retire it. And the Descendant effect, when this attack gets blocked, counter plus 1, drop 3 cards, and you can restand, and you gain 1 critical too. Totally random, the crit, but yeah. And it also has the second ability of you can counter blast 2, and it gains 5k. So basically, because I'm not running break cards, it will be either hitting for 11k, which is shit, or hitting for 16k if you use this effect. So none of the rides are really dead. So basically, if you're using Gauntlet Buster effect, you don't need to ride Descendant too, but you can pressure them with the crit early and then ride Descendant later in the game. And since you're running Cho-ous too, you can still get critical ability without retiring with Gauntlet Buster's effect, which is very good. So yeah, this is pretty much my updated deck. Hope you guys like our videos. If you like the videos, please subscribe, and see you guys at the next video. Later.